Good morning. It's morning where I am, and it's raining outside. And there was a tornado watch just issued from the National Weather Service. But for the last 2 hours, I've been doing a painting. And because it took 2 hours, I'm going to narrate the time-lapse version. So it's only going to be a half hour of video. Hopefully that's okay. I know some of you like to watch it in real time. This is kind of long, makes it a little awkward, etc. So, yeah, there was a tornado watch, not a tornado warning. Do you know the difference? A tornado watch means that the conditions are favorable for a tornado. Tornado warning means that one has been seen, so, which would be, time to really get into a shelter somewhere. All right, enough of that. So I ran out of greeting cards. I've been painting greeting cards. For those of you who followed me, I've been painting all these greeting cards every day, painting one a day. I love doing them. They're small, they're easy to keep away. People love getting them. So, but I ran out of them, so I had to order more. And they're arriving today, hopefully. Well, maybe with the tornado watch, maybe the delivery guy won't come today. So I used a 9 by 12 each piece of paper. And that's why it took me longer than usual, because it's a bigger picture than usual. And I did this scene right here. It's a boat. It's a boat. It's a canal with a boat. It's not a boat in a canal. Or is it, what do you say first, the boat or the canal? I don't know. But there it is. That's the picture. And the reference photo was from a video by Traveling Robert. I love watching Robert. This guy is an amazing, he does what I want to do. I want to drag a trailer everywhere and sleep in a different campsite every night or something like that. But a nice trailer, not a tent. I think my tent days are behind me. I say that now. I'll probably be in a tent this year. But anyway, so Robert was at one point standing in front of this canal in Coral Gables, Florida. I think, pretty sure. And behind him, so if I'm Robert in this picture, this corner up here, behind him is this scene here. So let's put that into perspective. So that's what it looked like. So I'm Robert, let's say, and that's behind him. I said, well, I like that picture. So I did a little screen grab and put it on my computer and painted it, but it took me like 2 hours. So, all right, let's get into it. 3, 2, 1, now. All right, there it is. So what we're looking at now is the blank paper. And I was talking while I was doing this, but you can tell it's fast. It's a time lapse right now. I'm showing you the paints here. Some of you are new, so thank you for tuning in if you are new. And I've been using for a while now those paints I just showed you. They're Winsor and Newton, and they're called Pan watercolors. I think on the box it says Cotman watercolors. I had to look real quickly. And I love them. They're so rich and there's so many choices too. The ones I have are small ones, but you can get a larger collection. And anyway, enough about that. They're really, really good paints. I love them a lot. And there are other brands out there too that I haven't tried yet, so I will have to try them. By the way, excuse me while I drink my coffee. I think this is the first video I've done. Oh, that's a hot cup. This is the first video I've done, I think, that I have myself in the lower corner. So I hope it's working out. Not that you need to see me for anything. And so what I'm doing here is I'm just sketching with a pencil. The idea that I wanted to do, I didn't want to replicate exactly the scene behind Robert. I mostly just wanted to get the feeling of a canal with a boat in it. And you know, there's a lot of greenery in this picture, and there's a lot of water, and there's a lot of sky, and the boat is just a small part of it, but the boat is still the focal point. So I wanted to make sure I got that as technically correct as possible. I'm sure if you're a boat person, you say, well, you know, Larry, you got the bow wrong or something. Or the windshield, you got the windshield wrong, which I wouldn't be surprised if I got it wrong. But for my purposes, from an art point of view, I just wanted to have a sketch laid out. And sometimes it's a good idea to use pencil with a little bit of like a spray of alcohol or something to kind of set the pencil so that the watercolor doesn't lift it. But I did it so lightly, and it didn't really matter because it's going to be dark around the edges anyway, so it didn't really matter. And oh, you can tell right there I was putting a second boat in there, but I chose to not. I thought the composition looked better with just the one boat. So here, now this is something I've been doing lately. I'm using a pen and ink to lay down the super dark areas, the black areas. The pen is called a Micron. It's made by Pigma, P-I-G-M-A, Micron. This one is an 08, and the 08 designates the size of the point. So it's I don't know if that's considered a fine point or not, but anyway, so it's just black ink. I'm just getting the little areas that are completely black in the picture, or at least I think they should be completely black. I don't like using black a lot with the paint, but and that's because sometimes it'll spread and muddy up everything, but with ink it'll just stay there and you can paint over it. Now I will say this, and I've said this on another video, that some competitions don't want you to mix your media. So if it's a watercolor competition, if it's a watercolor contest, you are, the rules say it has to be completely watercolor. So that means you can't even use pencil for the sketch. You probably could use watercolor pencil though, that's a thought, but that, you know, that picks up, disappears when the water goes on it, so, or spreads, I should say. Anyway, the first step in pretty much all of the watercolors I do is to add a bottom layer. I even do a bottom layer when I do digital art. Obviously with digital it's a way different process, but it's the same idea. You know, you're taking a light wash, so to speak, and just kind of laying in some color and some ideas. And with watercolor, you want to try to remember to leave white in the picture where white should be in the picture. In this case, the boat. Let me see what else is white in the boat. Well, the boat's the one thing that has the most white in it. And the things that I don't want to be white, but sort of kind of got left white, then I would just take dirty water. I just use dirty water. I don't know, because I'm in a small picture right now, but if you can see that, it's pretty dirty. And it's not dirt. What it is I haven't cleaned the water since using it with the paint. Now sometimes you want pure clean water, depending on the picture. I'll show you an example. One of the cards I did, if you can see it. Oh, here it is right there. So the one right there, I had to have clean water for that because obviously everything is clean and bright. But with the chipmunk, it was okay to use slightly dirty water because nothing is really white. Everything is what do you call it? Like off-white, and I use dirty water to create that off-white effect. And I would say that most people can't tell that it's not 100% white. But anyway, how's your world going for you? It's pretty windy out there. I was thinking about flying a kite today. Think that's a good idea? I looked it up on Walmart, on the internet, and it said they have kites at Walmart. Do you remember when we were kids? Well, you might be younger than me, but when I was a kid, we used to make kites out of newspaper. Did any of you do that? I'm looking to see where the camera is. Yeah, we used to take newspapers. I don't remember what we used as sticks. I remember we had to make like a cross, like with dowel rods or something, and then tie them on there, and then put a string on there, and boom, and a tail, and you had a kite. That was a long time ago. And then usually the dads. Now I don't know how to do this, but usually the dads would also take that same newspaper and make a hat out of it, a pirate's hat. Isn't that funny? Gosh. I don't usually go into those, like, what do you call it when you look back, you reminisce, nostalgia. Yeah, I don't do a whole lot of nostalgia or memorabilia, but every now and then I do. I go back in my mind, and a great way to do that is with music. One time I was in California, and I had to drive to Lake Havasu, Arizona. I don't know how far that is. It's not that far, but it was a couple hours, I guess. And so I was in a rent-a-car, and this rent-a-car had Sirius XM. Is that what you call the satellite radio? And I found like an oldies station or whatever. I don't know, but it was playing songs from the 70s, which was, I don't know, it was a hot time for me, the 70s. Let's see. So I turned 20 in 75. So yeah, so that was from 1970, I would turn 15. 1980, I turned 80, I would have turned, 1980, I would have turned 25. So I went, look at me, I can't even do math here. But 15 to 25, that's a good age. That's usually where we all go back to. If you're 15 to 25 right now, you're living in a time of your life that's embedded in your memory. So do good things, do fun things, but make sure they're wholesome. Make sure you don't regret things. You know, if you go into, we have so many stories here from Florida, from spring break, and I know 99% of the kids are doing good, but you know, the news always gets you the stories of the kids who are misbehaving, and I think you're gonna live with that the rest of your life. If it was stupid, but nobody got hurt, I guess it's okay. You're gonna go through life remembering it and probably saying I shouldn't have done that, but some of these stories, people get hurt. Anyway, I don't want to go there. All right, so the painting, you can see, is starting to take place. I wanted to make sure that there was a middle section of the water that was kept bright, and so that's what you see me doing. I'm painting the left side and the right side, and keeping the middle a lot of white in the middle. And I always feel like when I'm working on a painting, that it's ugly, that it's not going anywhere, that it's going to just be one of those that I throw away. And there have been a few that I actually threw away. But most of the time, if you just keep working at it and do it mindfully, so that you kind of know what you're doing, or know what you want anyway, then it'll start to happen for you. Just got to pay attention to the contrasts mostly. You don't even have to really pay close attention to the color. In this painting, I'm using purple, and there's no purple in Robert's video. In the picture I got from Robert's video, it's greens and blues and grays and yellows and off colors, but there was no purples that I could remember. But I put some in there to accentuate shadows and to just add a little color. You'll see later on, it's not in there yet. And then also the foreground things, the dark shadowy things that are close to the camera, so to speak. And well, in this case, it literally was close to a camera. It was Robert's camera. This guy, Robert Morales is his last name. He is so enjoyable to watch. He, you know what I like about him? Like if he goes to a restaurant and tries a beer that he doesn't like, he'll tell you. Or if he, if he tries the food he doesn't like, he'll tell you. He's Cuban originally. He's and every now and then he'll be going to a restaurant that serves Cuban food, and they don't all satisfy him. It's funny listening to him. He'll say, "Nah, I won't go back there." And so I always wish him well. He doesn't know me. I sent him a card. I painted a card for him of his trail. He calls this, it's a Winnebago, and he calls it Mini Tinny. I think the Winnebago company maybe calls that a Mini Winnie, I think, but I'm not really sure. But I mean, it looks so nice in there. He's got an air conditioner. He's got a table. He does his video editing in there because I mean that's his job. He makes these videos, and they are so well done. He writes his own music, sings his own opening song, and a couple of other songs that he has in there, like heading to the west, or going to the west, or heading to the west, or something like that. So, yeah, he's one of several that I like to watch. And another one that I watch here in Florida is Adam the Woo. I think his channel is called The Daily Woo. Yeah, I love watching Adam. Tampa J, another Florida guy. His girlfriend or fiance is Chris the girl. I did a painting for them too. I haven't been able to connect with them so I can give it to them, but I do have it. Robin has it in her closet right now, I think. I hope. And I like to watch Tim Tracker and his wife. They got two beautiful children now. And I've watched Tim. I think I started watching him before he met his wife, Jen. Hope I'm saying her name right. Who else do I watch? I watch The Action Kid. Oh, I love The Action Kid. I like James and Carla. Oh my gosh. If you get a chance, watch James and Carla. They have a dog named Hudson. And the two of them are so enjoyable. And then Hudson is just the icing on the cake. He's a beautiful dog. They tell the story frequently that he's a rescue dog. And they got him in Miami. Now, I started watching them because they were covering New York. I miss New York, you know, being from there, even though it's been many, many, many years since I lived there. I've gone back a lot since being 17. I moved here at 17, but don't think I stayed here the whole time. I've lived here almost the whole time. But I get back now and then, and I always miss it. It's one of those things, again, between the ages of 15 and 17, or 15 and 20, or 15 and 25, whatever. The things you did, the places you lived, they're going to be very fond for you, even probably before 15. So, and that's where I grew up, was New York. So I started watching them just the same reason I started watching The Action Kid. Although, you know, The Action Kid has been in Asia lately. And that's pretty amazing to see Vietnam. You know, when we were young, Vietnam was, the visuals we had of Vietnam was all war related, and now it's a beautiful place. People go on vacations there, and it's just beautiful. So I watch Action Kid, another guy, and James and Carla. And James and Carla have a place here in Florida too, down near where Robert lives in the Miami area. I think they live in Fort Lauderdale. There's another guy, Barefoot Vlogger. Oh my gosh, that guy's a riot. That guy's fun. And out in Vegas, there's a couple I watch called, is it Dave and Tanya, I think? But their channel is called Turn It Up World. I think they have two. One is called Turn It Up World. The other one is called Let's Turn It Up World. So I watch them a lot too. I'm sure there are others who I've seen. Have you ever seen Isabel Page? Now, I've watched Isabel Page. She's got some beautiful, beautiful videos. She's got a beautiful way of making them too. And then there's another one, Trout and Coffee. Have you ever seen that one? Trout and Coffee, another beautiful one. So I watched theirs because they're just beautiful to watch, but also because they're peaceful and they're relaxing. And guess what? Once in a while, I'll do a screen grab from one of their shots, and I'll use that as a reference photo for a painting. Let's see who else I watch on YouTube. I'm drawing a blank now. Who am I forgetting? Well, I watch Angry Miko. Have you ever seen Angry Miko? Angry Miko does some amazing, beautiful artwork on an iPad. He uses the Procreate app mostly, I think. Oh my gosh! Now that I'm in the art world, I'm neglecting to mention a whole bunch of video YouTubers. James Gurney. If you haven't seen James Gurney, Gurney, you have to watch James Gurney. This guy, I mean, you want to be inspired. You want to be, what's the word? Encouraged. I don't know what to say. But James Gurney is absolutely one of the best. He was friends with Thomas Kinkade. Thomas Kinkade has died. And Thomas Kinkade was a great artist too. Thomas Kinkade is the one they call the painter of light. He knew how to do the contrasting thing, which is basically a very good skill to have. So there's James Gurney and Angry Miko, and Aaron Blaze. Oh my! Aaron lives not too far from here. He lives in DeLand, I think, and Aaron is just probably the best animator that you're ever going to learn animation from. I watch him because he's just really good at art. And in fact, I purchased one of his programs. They're like $1. Oh my gosh. To teach how to use the Procreate app called Dreams and how to animate with it. He did this short animation for Procreate to demonstrate when they were first releasing that app. And he just will blow you away. I mean, this guy worked for Disney forever, and he's from the old school. He did a lot of animation, just the old-fashioned animation with the drawing board. He's a fascinating guy. And again, I've never met him, but I know him through YouTube. Let's see. There's a lady who calls her channel Monet Cafe. See, I like her a lot too. There's a couple of she's a pastel artist, and I've done pastel. In fact, pastel was probably the medium I was using the most for a long time. I should probably do some pastel here on this channel. I think part of the problem with me is that I need more space, or I need more understanding of how to actually do the videos, because right now I just have a setup where I can aim down at my desk, and that means that the painting has to be small, like a greeting card, or like this one here, the 9x12. But I've watched some of them, kind of like the Bob Ross approach, where they have it on an easel and the camera's looking over their shoulder. Those are all really good. So I'm sure I'm leaving some out. Some art bloggers, vloggers, art YouTubers, the traveling YouTubers. There's a couple of them in New York. I like Dutch Maz, I think is his name, Dutch Maz. Walk NYC. There's a few of them. You feel like you get to know them, And then there's a few that are associated as friends with some of the local ones here, like Adam Wu and Tampa J. They've got some other friends that show up in their videos now and then. And I know those guys and girls, ladies, have video channels of their own also, and they're really fun to watch. And I hope if you watch them, I hope you enjoy mine as well. I don't know. I mean, Robin and I have another channel we do called The World Spins Fine on Her Own, and that one is completely different from this, obviously. That one we take the camera out and we kind of show things around Ocala. But Ocala doesn't have that same draw as New York City. So people will search videos of New York City or videos of Miami, or videos of Taiwan in the case of the Action Kid, or I don't know if is there one that does England? I'd like to watch that. I'd like to watch some European ones. Maybe I should look for some of them. All right, so we're 22 minutes into the video. The video itself is 29 minutes, so I got about 7 minutes left, and I've really enjoyed doing it this way, doing the video this way. I get to chat with you a little bit. I wanted to tell you that your comments are wonderful. I don't always see the comments right away. Sometimes it takes me a couple of days before I see them or before I go to look for them. The same thing on Fine Art America. I have an account on Fine Art America, and I started a group where artists can submit their art to the group. And because I'm the administrator, I have to approve them and blah, blah, blah. And they're amazing. I mean, there's so many great artists, so many great creative people. And I truly think that being creative is at our core. I think we're supposed to be creative in one way or another. You can be creative in the kitchen. You can be a culinary artist. You can be creative in the performing arts. Dancers blow me away. I don't know how they come up with what they do, and some of the things that they actually do are gymnastic-like and acrobatic-like, and it's just amazing to watch them. So that's a real art form. You know, making movies is a real art form. I really think that movie making, I don't know how you would display movies like in a museum one day, but I do think that movies, because it's such a new art form, I think movies are beginning to become art, and they weren't thought of as art, at first, but I think they are. Some movies, anyway, will be considered great works of art. Same thing with music. I think we all consider, like Beethoven and Mozart, we all consider them great works of art, the compositions that they wrote. We consider them works of art. But I think, stuff that the Beatles did, and stuff that Elton John did, and stuff that Earth, Wind & Fire did, and stuff that, I'm leaving people. I shouldn't have named anybody, because as soon as I start naming people, I'm going to leave them out. But you know what I mean. And Michael Jackson, Quincy Jones as a producer, you name him. Ricky Lee Jones, Carly Simon, Dolly Parton. I mean, some of their work is really art. I always mention Paul Kantner. I thought he was an artist as a musical person. He was an artist. So was Gary Wright. There's so many of them. But anyway, I'm carrying on about everything. Everything but this picture. I should be talking about this picture. Well, as you can see, the picture is almost done. And the time-lapse video is almost done. I kept the very, very end of the real-time video so that you can hear me end it. And then today, hopefully, my blank greeting cards will arrive. I think what I'll do, if they do arrive, we do have a tornado watch, so maybe the mailman won't be able to get them here, but I think what I'll do is I'll do one of those you know how people do these videos where they open up a package, open up something new? I mean, it makes sense for electronics. I don't know that it makes sense for a package of cards, blank cards. But hey, I'll show it to you. I have had more than one request for information on the cards themselves. And you'll see when I get them. I'll make this video tomorrow that they came from Strathmore. All right, now before we end, see right there, you see on the boat, you see I used some purple to accentuate the shadows, and I'm also adding some purple way in the back there, just little hints of it, just to kind of connect the whole picture with itself, and make it more of a composition. So, and there's some purple in the foreground water as well. All right, I think that's it. I'm going to wrap it up now and see if my coffee's still hot. It's not hot. It's lukewarm. Hey, you guys are great. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. And being part of this little community. As you comment underneath the videos, comment on each other's comments, have conversations going. If you're making videos of your own, please share them with me. Please share them with our other viewers, and I'll wrap it up right now. So, all right, now let's go back to the real-time video, and it's just the very tail end of it. All right, that's all for the time lapse. Okay. I think I'm gonna call it done. Here it is. Hit the boat in the water. Kick the boat in the water. And Florida Canal. Alright, see you later.